Shapes aims to support long-term healthy and active aging and the maintenance of a high-quality standard of living of older individuals by providing a wide range of easy-to-access services for different situations in everyday life. Ethics sets several requirements for what Shapes services should be and what they must not be. Alongside user requirements, ethical requirements are particularly important when developing and employing solutions linked to health and well-being, and when main users are older persons. One goal of ethical requirements is to avoid various risks, and more importantly, to transform risks into opportunities. Risks are continuously assessed, and ethical requirements and codes of conduct are updated accordingly. It can be affirmed that when planning digital services, a certain level of risk must be considered, as it's not feasible to create a completely risk-free environment. Nevertheless, numerous measures can be implemented to mitigate risks. What are the recognized risks from the perspective of main Shapes activities and digital services in general? How could they be mitigated? The risks associated with digital services such as Shapes are, among others, data protection and information security issues, growing inequality, dehumanization of care, limited access to ethically sustainable services, loss of independence and autonomy, and untrustworthy AI. The need for sufficient support services and user-driven development should be taken into account at all times. General Data Protection Regulation (GDPR) is legislation that all service providers must adhere to. To reduce the risk associated with data security and protection, it is essential to ensure compliance with the GDPR and to, for example, guarantee data anonymization and uphold the right to be forgotten. In Shapes, all data protection matters have been carefully considered, and Shapes and its services are fully compliant with GDPR. To address the growing inequality, it is imperative to undertake initiatives aimed at securing equitable funding of Shapes services, providing user education and considering cultural factors such as language, religion, and social structure. According to Shapes pilots, the inclusion of cultural factors not only impacts the adoption of technology, but also contributes to a positive user experience. Digital exclusion is a real societal threat, not only in Shapes. Enhancing users' understanding and knowledge of digital services and their opportunities is crucial to prevent digital exclusion. It is important that users understand what the services are and how they are used. Enhancing individuals' digital health literacy is essential for enabling their access to digital health services. Additionally, it is imperative to consider the diverse needs and functional limitations of different Shapes users. The European population is aging, and there is a continuous shortage of healthcare workers. When used correctly, digitalization can improve the quality of care and help healthcare professionals focus on tasks that require direct patient interaction. To prevent the dehumanization of care when using digital solutions, it is necessary to prioritize human-centered planning and rely on experienced experts as advocates for caregivers' interests. To address the risk associated with access to ethically sustainable services, it is crucial to promote demand-oriented healthcare, establish public oversight of services, establish certification requirements for digital solutions, ensure end users' freedom of choice regarding the services to be used, and to develop more flexible services. In order to achieve this, digital applications and services require adaptable guidelines that respect the end user's right to self-determination. As it concerns welfare services rooted in fundamental rights, it is essential for the public sector to take political responsibility and be involved in governance and development of Shapes. Shapes highlights the issue of loss of independence and autonomy among older individuals. It is vital to ensure their right to make informed decisions free from undue influence. Shapes experts stress the importance of having control over one's environment and the freedom to choose services. Mitigation efforts in Shapes focus on prioritizing autonomy, implementing informed consent procedures, providing clear information, accommodating physical conditions, and collaborating with end users. Shape services also involve the use of artificial intelligence. In order to ensure ethical use of AI, Shapes complies with the ethical guidelines for trustworthy AI and the 7 requirements of it. 1. Human agency and oversight. 2. Technical robustness and safety. 3. Privacy and data governance. 4. Transparency. 5. Diversity, non-discrimination and fairness. 6. Societal and environmental well-being. 7. Accountability. Examples of recommendations regarding the requirement for human agency and oversight. Put in place procedures to avoid that end users over-rely on the AI system. Put in place any procedure to avoid that the system inadvertently affects human autonomy. Examples of recommendations regarding the requirement for privacy and data governance. Consider the privacy and data protection implications of data collected, generated, or processed over the course of the AI system's lifecycle. When relevant, implement the right to withdraw consent, the right to object, and the right to be forgotten in the AI system. Examples of recommendations regarding the requirement for transparency. Consider continuously surveying the users to ask them whether they understand the decisions of the AI system. In the case of interactive AI system, consider communicating to users that they are interacting with a machine. Examples of recommendations regarding the requirement for diversity, non-discrimination, and fairness. Establish mechanisms to ensure fairness in your AI system. You should assess whether the AI system's user interface is usable by those with special needs or disabilities or those at the risk of exclusion. In conclusion, Shapes prioritizes user safety and well-being by implementing robust measures to mitigate risks. Through compliance with data protection regulations, promoting equality, preventing dehumanization, addressing digital exclusion, and ensuring ethical AI use, Shapes provides a secure and trustworthy environment for its users. Experts: Tyni and Sarlio Siintila, 2023. Video production: Takanen and Maijala, 2023. This project has received funding from the European Union's Horizon 2020 Research and Innovation Programme under Grant Agreement number 857159.